Hi, welcome to Classic Car Cave. The last video I put up was last Friday, and it's Friday again. And what is it now? Friday the 10th. I was planning to put one up over the weekend, but there was quite a few problems. The biggest problem was my wife had a bad fall on Saturday. She was leaving the hotel to go back to the apartment because everything's finished up now. Which incidentally I'll tag on the end of it. It's not completely finished, but all the floors are in, the kitchen's back. Anyway, she was moving the last few items out of the hotel that had been rented for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it was. And she had a trolley. There's an underground car park in this, which she rented a space for the 4 or 5 weeks. And she had a suitcase, but it was a roller suitcase, with the small rollers on the bottom. But it was quite a small one. It was the type you can put into the aircraft and you can put it in the overhead locker, so it wasn't big. And she did have a bag in her other hand. And when she was wheeling it through into the car park, there's a kind of divot or where the tarmac's been gouged out somehow. And unfortunately, it's right in the centre of the garage where she was walking. And when she hit that with the wheels dug in or went over, and she went right over. Obviously put her right arm out to save herself, and broke her wrist. And I think it's actually the radius, the big bone, the radius bone snapped. Fortunately, there was a gentleman there who helped her put the luggage into a car. Obviously she couldn't drive, so she went back to the reception, got a taxi, went to the private hospital in Durbling. Fortunately, we have private hospital cover and medical. They took an x-ray, they realised it was broken. As luck would have it, there was a surgeon on shift that night. The professor, in fact, the guy in charge, was on shift that night, and within 3 hours they had her in the operating theatre, cut open the wrist and put a plate and the screws, or they look like screws on the x-ray, and 4 screws in it and a titanium plate. And the first thing I knew about it was around 6 o'clock. My wife called me like we normally do when she's in Vienna doing her work or whatever, and I'm down here. And she said, "Oh, you're sitting down, and just calm down." And I said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" She said, and she told me, she explained what I've just explained to you. And she was saying, well, within 2 hours they're going to put me into the operating theatre and do this work. So they've done it. We've been backed on Monday this week to see about the stitches. He believes this should wait until this Monday coming, so they're going to take the stitches out on Monday. There's 8 of them in there, but her arm's really badly bruised. I mean, it's quite a mess. I'll show you a picture of this little divot thing, because I think it's something we're going to talk to a lawyer about it, because it's crazy that this hole's in the middle, Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a matter of fact. But obviously, it's the situation's been I've got to look after, because obviously she can't do anything. Her arm's in a plaster and God knows what. So on Monday, I'm going to take her back up to get the stitches out, and then I'll come back down, because Amir's due back next week, Tuesday I think, or something next week. So we'll go on from there. So this is my wife's office here. I'll give you a little look round. This is the original floor we had. You can see now the lounge is a little bit emptier, which is good. Still a few packing cases, but pretty much there. And this is the new floor. Bedrooms back together. And then in here, whole new floor. I've got some new shelves up here. And this is how the lounge looks. Still a few things to do in here. There's some wall carpets or wall tapestries to go on. They're all away at the moment, getting repaired and cleaned. There's a big one here. But yeah, so, and we had that's the original kitchen. They've done a really good job. And put new top on it as well. So, yeah, looking alright. still a bit bare. There's quite a few things to go back in, but generally it's there. The next job is I'm going to take this flooring out of here and put the same flooring right the way through into that conservatory and then into our garden. So that should be nice. But yeah, definitely getting there.